The comparison between Buddhism, particularly early teachings, and Madhyamaka schools and Advaita Vedanta, the non-dual school of Hinduism, is one of the most profound debates in Indian philosophy, centering fundamentally on the nature of the self and consciousness, which both the traditions aim for liberation, nirvana, moksha, by transcending the conditioned mind. Their ultimate conclusions on substratum of reality are seemingly opposed. Vedanta, moksha, realizing the true self. Freedom arises when you know yourself as the unchanging awareness, consciousness, witness, observing all the experiences occurring in awareness, consciousness. The mind becomes silent like a clear lake. So when mind thoughts reduces from 100 to 50, 50 to 20, 20 to 10, 10 to 5, 5 to 3, 3 to 1, there that noise disappears, the true self reflects. So the self shines by itself. The goal here is know the self as a absolute consciousness. So when you have a lot of thoughts surrounded your mind, you cannot cool down your mind to see yourself. For example, you have a water bowl in front of you, you put a lot of mud in that water. After that, you drop a coin in that. The coin goes down to the bowl and it settle down there, but you can't see the coin because of dirty water. After 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, the time passes, the dirt in the water settle down at the bottom of the bowl. Then you can see that coin where it is in the water. So when you surrounded with too many uh, thoughts, imagination, sensations, attachments, sufferings, you cannot see yourself. So reduce all the thoughts, cool down your mind, go introspect, sit, do a meditation, you see yourself. That is where the self has a absolute consciousness beyond your thoughts, imagination, sensations, body, attachments. How do they approach the mind practically? Buddha observe the mind. Buddha always says that is called famous Vipassana meditation technique. Watch sensations. Thoughts arise and fall. Just like in a cloud, if you see in the sky, always clouds will be passing. Never stay at one place. Come and go, come and go, come and go. Similar way, thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations, imaginations come and go to you, and never attach to that. Just observe them. Whether it is a good thought, bad thought, ugly thought, worse thought, just observe it. Never attached to it. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. So cultivate the mindfulness. So you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not your thoughts, imagination, and sensations. You are an observer. Observe that. So disidentify through direct observation. The method here, what Buddha says, seeing the mind clearly dissolves its power. So mind is the impression, all the memories, all the imprisonments, karmas is stored in your mind. So in your body. So never identify with your mind, body, thoughts. So when you dissolve that, all those things, the dissolve its power clearly when you see observing it. But Vedanta says, inquire into the mind. Ask who is the witness of these thoughts. Neti neti, not this, not this. So shift identity from mind to consciousness. If you see, if you take an onion, there is a lot of layers. At the center, the core will be there. If you remove layer by layer, what else left at the end? The emptiness, the space. That is what you are. The each layer you say that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my imagination, I'm not my sensations. So all those are impermanent things in life. They come and go, but never stays with you. Be conscious about it. Be aware about it. You are different from all those things. So that is where it says not this, not this, not this. So then what you are, the person who is conscious about I am not this, I am not that, that is who you are really. That awareness, that consciousness, that imagination, that is beyond all these body thoughts and imaginations. That is permanent, eternal, timeless, spaceless, formless, irreducible, fundamental. So that is there eternal, beyond space and time. That is not changing. That is who you are. That is your pure consciousness, pure awareness. All experiences are occurring in only in that consciousness. All the senses experiencing everything in that consciousness. Without consciousness, you can't experience anything. You can't hear, you can't see, you can't touch. Right? When a person died, he's lying there. All mind, body, imagination, sensations, everything is there. But still people say that one, he left. What is left in him really? That is what you are. Right? So the method says discrimination reveals the true self. So when you know that one what you are not, ultimately you realize that one what you are. So if you see what is the don'ts and the do's, when you compare, when you know that one what are the don'ts, automatically you know that one what you need to do. What are the do's? So like that you need to inquire, introspect, ask yourself, experience yourself. These and all things will come with experience. Without experience, even you can't even just imagine it. That is what Vedanta says. The biggest difference here is Buddha says there is no permanent self. The mind is empty and selfless. But Vedanta, what it says, there is a permanent self that is called pure consciousness, which is beyond the mind. So opposite conclusions are deep introspection. So if you want to experience that pure mirror reflection of who you are, you need to go the deep introspection. So yet both lead to peace, compassion, and freedom. So the consciousness is beyond space and time, beyond body, mind, and attachments. Right? It is eternal, timeless, spaceless. You are in the consciousness also within you. That stillness, it reflects through all your senses. That is what is you are. Your true self is. Recognize that, realize that that is impermanent, never changing. It is there when you are a 3 months kid, and it is there when you born, and it is there when you die as a unchanging, which is permanent, eternal, spaceless, timeless. So that is who your true nature is. Realize that. So people say that when we die, what will happen? This body will disappear. But you are in consciousness and your body is in consciousness. So you will be disappear. You will be in consciousness. It will not go anywhere. It is the energy is cannot be destroyed. It only transforms from one form to another form. That's all. Where they meet, despite the difference, both teach mind is impermanent. So mind is impermanent. Thoughts are impermanent. Your emotions, feelings, all are impermanent. But identification is the root of suffering. What is identification? Identified by your body. I am the body. I am the name. I am the fame. I am the possession. So if you attach too much to the materialistic things, you forget your true self. So when you forget your true self, who you are, then all these sufferings will start. All these miseries, fear, anxiety, depression, insecurity, guilt. So all those things will start. So again, you lead the life with the suffering, and you end the life in suffering. So you need to disidentify. You need to what is permanent, what is impermanent. Be conscious, be aware. Even though if you're in materialistic world, be aware that what is your true self. Awareness is the key, and awareness is the solving problem for all the sufferings, all the miseries. Compassion and non-harm as a foundation. When practiced sincerely, both paths quit the mind and liberate the heart. Buddhism dissolves the idea of self. Vedanta reveals the reality of self. So both point to the freedom beyond the mind, but through different doors. If you understand both teachings, you develop a balanced spiritual understanding. Clarity of Buddha, depth of Vedanta. So the key features here is the ultimate reality, Atman Brahman. That is what Vedanta says. So Buddhism says non-self. Self, Atman. Vedanta says, so assessing existence of eternal, unchanging, non-dual consciousness is self. The individual mind, Jiva, is the self mistakenly identified with the body and thoughts. That is Maya. So in Buddhism, denies the existence of permanent, independent, or soul-like entity or enduring self. Liberation. So in Vedanta, moksha, the realization that individual self, jiva, is the universal self. It is a affirmation of pre-existing reality. But in Buddhism, the realization of anatta, non-self, and emptiness of inherent existence lead to complete cessation of suffering. Finally, the observer, the witness consciousness, Sakshi Tattvam, is the ultimate real self, distinct from the conditioned mind, Manas. But in Buddhism, the observer is the best. Another momentary conditioned phenomenon is the stream of consciousness. Buddhism views the mind as impermanent and empty. So, non-self. Buddha says that mind is not a fixed entity, but a stream of changing thoughts, sensation, and perceptions. There is no permanent self beyond it. Five aggregates, and mind is part of five aggregate skandhas: form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness, all of which are impermanent and non-self. Again, Buddha says mind as a process. In Buddhism, mind is conditioned phenomenon. It arises due to causes and ceases when those causes end. The goal here is liberation. Nirvana comes from disidentifying with the mind and realizing its emptiness. Meditation is used to observe the mind without attachment. But as per Vedanta view, mind as a antakarana over the self. So, Atman, true self. Vedanta asserts that behind the mind lies the unchanging witness, the Atman, which is identical with Brahman, the absolute. So, mind as an instrument, the mind, manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara is part of absolute body. It's not the self, but it reflects consciousness like a mirror. So, consciousness is like a mirror reflection of all these manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. Maya and misidentification. The mind creates illusion, Maya, by identifying with thoughts and ego. Liberation, moksha, comes from realizing that you are not the mind but the witness of it. The goal here is in Vedanta, use the mind as a transcendent itself through inquiry, jnana, meditation, and discrimination, viveka, and realize the self. So the key differences here is self. In Buddhism, it is a no self. In Vedanta, true self, Atman, exists. Mind, nature. So Buddhism, it is impermanent, empty. But in Vedanta, it is instrument and reflective. So liberation path. In Buddhism, disidentifying from mind and detachment. So in Vedanta, realizing self beyond the mind. So what is the ultimate reality in Buddhism? Emptiness, Sunyata, but in Vedanta, Brahman, pure consciousness. So use of mind in Buddhism as a observe and let go. Everything is impermanent. Whereas in Vedanta, inquire, introspect, self-inquiry, and transcend beyond your senses. So both rejects the ego as a ultimate. Both use meditation to transcend mental noise. Both emphasizes different experience over intellectual belief. The final insight here is Buddha deconstructs the mind to reveal emptiness. Vedanta constructs it to reveal the self. One says there is no thinker. The other says you are the witness. Both invites to go beyond thought into freedom.